So now, here's how terrorism works. These assholes go into Norco when they do this stupid little thing. Now everybody in Norco has got their guns locked and loaded with a hair trigger because they're on edge, because these terrorists have said, we're gonna come back, we're gonna burn your town down, we're gonna fuck you up. Welcome back, everybody! Happy 4th of July! I'm wearing red, white, and blue. I got a red cap on, my white Oakley Gadsden Snake Don't Tread on Me shirt, my blue jeans, of course. Just want to say happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day. Nothing says freedom in America like being on complete lockdown. Idiot Gavin Newsom has canceled 4th of July because he feels like his power is more important than your freedom. So thank you, Gavin. As you can see, I am abiding by your quarantine lockdown rule for 4th of July. I'm not going anywhere. I'm actually filming this on an extravagant green screen. I spent $50,000 to make this production, to make it look as realistic as possible. So, I don't know. Bottom line, fuck you, Gavin Newsom. I'm gonna fucking live my life. I already have the cure for coronavirus. I'm under 80. I don't live in a hospice or an assisted care facility, and I'm in good health. So, I'm going to go out and go do my thing. Now, if I get around anybody that I deem is susceptible to the coronavirus, I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to put on a mask. I'll stay 6 feet away with the mask on. So, this is why we had July 4th, 1776. Because the British government did not trust us to govern ourselves. We had a big, huge rebellion because we were like, hey, wait a minute. We're paying you guys all this money and you don't represent us. That's why the phrase, no taxation without representation, comes from. Meanwhile, you got all these politicians are quarantining you, the many who are not truly susceptible to the disease. Yeah, you'll catch it. You may not know it. You might get a little bit sick. You might have a cough. You just need to be cognizant of the fact that when you get around the vulnerable population, you need to wear a mask to protect them. Now, the fact that the government doesn't trust you to do that one simple thing, hey, you know what? If you get around people that you think might be susceptible to dying from the COVID, can you put on a mask, please? Oh no, we can't trust them to do that. Everybody has to be locked down and stay at home. That is the worst case scenario. The rules should be, if you are in a vulnerable population, which means 65 and up and or in bad health conditions, you stay your ass at home and let the other 90% of us go to work and keep the economy rolling. But that's not what they're doing. You need to vote all of these idiots out of office. So, on this day, July 4th, 2020, we need to let people know, hey, I want my freedom. All these people in the military that fought and died for my freedom, you are spitting on their graves by quarantining us on America's birthday. how government sucks. They're keeping us down. On our Independence Day, we need to realize more than any other day in the world that they have overstepped their power. We need to take it back. You need to go out there and live your life. I'm going out to see my horses right now. Now, they had a little stupid protest. They were like, oh, we need to go Black Lives Matter. And had a dumbass protest in Norco, California. Now, you all see my videos. When I finally get into Norco, the streets are painted red, white, and blue. So that protest went over like a fart in church, and here's a little clip.
Yeah, film all day, bitch. Hey, bitch, little bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking little bitches. Yeah. Keep filming. Keep fucking filming. Yeah, film all day, bitch. Keep going. No, I didn't. Keep going. No, I didn't. Can you keep going? Continue moving. He needs his phone. Where's he? He hit his phone. Where's the phone? Continue moving. You'll have to come back for it later. You can't hold up the line. He can just do that. Continue moving. Someone pick up the phone. Mask wearing coward. Get the fuck out of here. You piece of shit. Go ahead. Follow the cop car. The one you want to keep on. Get out of here! Get the fuck out! All right! Let's defund the police and then hide behind them! Hey, why don't you take your mask off? You're a real man! Take your guys' mask off! Take your fucking mask off! No, you forced me like a girl! Take your fucking mask off! Leave it up! Leave it up! You're a real person! Fuck you, dude! You guys are pathetic! Fucking pathetic! Yeah, the police here! Hide behind them! Hide behind them! Hide behind them! Hide behind them! Norco! Keep going. Back up. Stand on the fucking sidewalk. Stand on the fucking sidewalk. What? Get the expect is gonna happen, you fucking retards? You think that in Norco we don't have the news? You don't think that we watch dumbass BLM protesters burning shit down and rioting and looting? That shit doesn't happen in Norco, ever. You wanna have a protest? Fine. You start where you ended up. You go to the Stater Brothers parking lot.
You sit there, you take up maybe 4 or 5 parking spots, because there was only like 20 of you idiots. You hold up your signs and you say Black Lives Matter. You don't need to be walking around people's houses, scaring their horses, scaring their families. If you want to have a protest, fine. You do it in a public space where you're easily seen, you're easily heard. You don't go walking through somebody's neighborhood who's worried about if you're gonna fucking start shooting their horses, or if you're gonna get into a fist fight, scare their families. That's not, look at this Jeep guy. Look at this Jeep motherfucker right here, yeah! That's what I'm talking about, folks. Jeep life! So, anyway, these morons, and then they got roughed up a little bit, and then they want to cry and like get on Facebook and say, well, we're coming back harder and stronger. It's like, well, bitch, why don't you come back harder and stronger in the first place? Where were you the first time? That dumb motherfucker, like, whoa, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna work out, and then I'm gonna come back and beat you up. It's like, okay, well, didn't work for you the first time you wanted to beat me up. Probably not gonna work the second time you want to beat me up. So, anyway, that shit happened. So now, here's how terrorism works. These assholes go into Norco when they do this stupid little thing. Now everybody in Norco has got their guns locked and loaded with a hair trigger because they're on edge, because these terrorists have said, we're gonna come back, we're gonna burn your town down, we're gonna fuck you up. So now everybody in Norco is feeling terror. And they don't get arrested. They want the cops to protect them, the sheriffs, because we don't have cops in Norco. They want the sheriffs to protect them. They're like, did you see that guy? He smacked the phone out of my hand. But the sheriff was busy looking at some other dumb bitch that was reaching over his shoulder trying to hit one of the counter protesters. He goes, oh, you didn't see that? You didn't see that? No! He was busy watching the stupid protester bitch trying to fucking slap one of the counter protesters. So he didn't see it when you got your phone smacked out of your hand. And he's wearing like a salmon shirt and some fucked up shorts. Who the fuck wears salmon to a fucking protest? You wearing salmon? You fucking soy bitch. He's wearing salmon. So, anyway, that's what had happened last weekend. I'm driving out here now, and as luck would have it, I am doing a review of my Glockbox 2.0 items that I installed on my 9mm Glock. So, if I get pulled over and the cops are wondering why I have my Glock 17 in the Jeep and 30 rounds fully loaded, I can explain to him that, well, 2 weeks ago I got a Glock box, I installed everything on it, and now I want to do another video explaining if what worked, what didn't work. See, I'm already building up my alibi, but I guarantee you this, one of those idiots comes on my property trying to spook my horses. It's gonna be a bigger news story than protester gets punched in the face. Anyway, They have terrorized my community into thinking that everybody needs to be locked and loaded all day long in case these people come back and try to hurt me, my family, or my animals. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you will understand what domestic terrorism looks like and how it can actually affect the way people think. I never take a gun to the barn, ever, never. These guys got me thinking that they're gonna burn down shit, and I can't let that happen. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful 4th of July weekend. I hope that you will realize that we are in the exact same position now as we were in 1776, where the government is oppressing us and we need to fight back. We are not going to fight back with guns because in November we have elections. So please fight back by voting. Get these motherfuckers out of office. Starting with Gavin Newsom, who's a fucking robot. He has to pause between every fucking word he says. He goes, I believe that the Californians will benefit from loving each other and stay at home. I close the state. Fuck that motherfucker. Vote his dumbass out of office